Hi, my name's Rachel Andrews. Welcome to Everyday Athlete. On this week's video, I'm taking a little look at what does a winter swim really look like. Disappointingly, over the last few days, it's been really nice and icy with a bit of snow. Well, not nice and icy, but it's been frosty and beautiful. Now look at it, dank and raining. Winter in the UK, eh? So it's kind of because of that you find me in such a funny place. I'm in the New Forest and I'm out looking for a dip because getting into the sea at the moment is probably not a good idea. It's been really raining hard and there's quite a lot of sewage releases that seem to have gone on, so that's put me off. So I'm going somewhere I checked out when I was walking the dog recently to see if I can find a little dip spot. Let's have a little stroll and maybe a little bit of a chat about the realities of winter swimming. When it comes to swimming in the winter, I think that perception and reality can sometimes be quite far removed from each other. I guess as I look on the internet and I see lots of lovely pictures posted, it has pretty much ice warriors everywhere at the moment. People who are managing to find a place where the water is frozen over and they're attacking it with all sorts of implements to get themselves a little hole to get into and immerse in it. And when you see them immerse in it, aside from big ooh, they are just beaming smiles and people seem really happy to be in there. But I guess there's probably quite a section of people who go swimming, especially those that do it more in the summer, who just look at that and think, that just looks so painful and so cold. So can we go swimming outdoors in the winter and it not be painful and cold? Well, I'm really hoping so today because not really fancying much pain, although there'll be a bit of cold. As you can see, we haven't got any frost here. That's all cleared up, which is a bit of a disappointment. Missed the boat, so to speak. But we have got a lot of water running. We're going to walk along a stream till we find a decent spot. This is usually quite a tiny little stream. It's running pretty quickly, so it's going to be imperative to find somewhere where there's an eddy that I can just duck into, because I don't want to end up in the flow and end up sweeping down towards things like this. I've no interest in that. I just want to have a little bit of a cold dip and take it all in. In tears. That was a bigger jump than I'd expected, and the lip of the thing I jumped onto wasn't solid and gave way. Well, that's got my heart going. It is all running so fast. I need to find somewhere where we've got some bends in the river, because then it will naturally have slowed down and I should be able to find a bit of an eddy, which will make for a nice little dip. Whilst it might look tempting to swim something like this, it's not something that I think I would do. Definitely I wouldn't do that on my own. But also there's so much stuff in here, it's really difficult to see what's lying underneath. I do know the patch fairly well, which is why I want to get into a section where there's not much movement of water, where I can really just chill and watch the flow. So I'm coming to a bit of a few S-bends here and starting to see there are some calmer areas of water, which might be a possibility. I haven't seen one that screams out at me yet though. Yeah, it just goes all shallow just there. Nah, I don't think that one's any good. Well, there's a little bit of recirculation here, which is showing an eddy. So the faster water is obviously flowing around the outside of the bend, and the slower water is caught up there in a bit of an eddy. But I don't know how to get to it, so we'll keep looking. As we're going along, I guess it's worth pointing out that sometimes all you get is a nice walk. You know, just remember that what we see on social media is people posting their best life, and they'll be posting the most exciting shot, the best shot, the happiest shot, the one they're happiest with. It's not always the truth of the situation, and what the camera doesn't show you about winter swimming is it takes an enormous amount of motivation just to get yourself out of the house on a grubby day, and to even thinking about putting your swimming stuff on. So I address that kind of motivation issue by almost tricking myself. I keep a bag in my car with swimming kit ready to go. So it's got booties, gloves, swimming costume, a towel or a change robe or something in there. Pretty much whatever I'd need, so that if I was opportunistic, I could go for a swim. So that means all I need to do on a winter's day is get myself a drink made up, have a scratch around the cupboard, see if I can find a snack to pop in there, and that gets me out of the house. Then I go with the idea that I'm just going to go spend some time in nature, and it might be that I'm going to get a dip, which is what I'm hoping for today, but I won't be broken-hearted if I don't. Because I'll have made the decision based on what I'm looking at, what I find at the point where I'm thinking is the best spot, and everything else that goes on, whether I'm feeling it at the time. I'm still feeling the idea of getting in because I'm pretty warm from wearing all this stuff to walk along when actually the temperature's picked up a bit, but I haven't found the spot yet. So winter swimming is all about spot selection and thinking about where the safest place to go for a swim is. So it might be safe to get in the water, but is it safe to change? Can you get changed quickly and out of the wind at the spot you've chosen? Because if you're going to get exposed to wind, then you're going to get cold really quickly, and getting cold really quickly is when things start to turn on their heads and it gets quite dangerous. So I'm always thinking, what's the wind doing? Have I got enough water? And when I get in, how will I get out? I mean, I think about that every time I go for a swim, not just in the winter. Let's take a little look here. Well now, here's a pool where the main flow is going through the middle of this S-bend, the meander, and then joining back in around here to speed up going that way. But there's an area of calmer water here which could be a possibility. A little dip and check out nature. Maybe this might be my spot. Yeah. It definitely isn't that bit where it's whizzing along. That bit maybe. I'm going to keep that on my head. Might be coming back here in a few minutes. Oh yes. So we now have a flatter piece of water here, which looks quite deep, deep enough to sit in, that I can get into from there, because I think this is a ford. If you look across there, and the water flow is all slowed down by that natural weir there. I think this is the spot. Bit more gentle, nice sound of the water. Not much chance of getting swished away here, I don't think. Let's go for it. Right, let's get in. I'm going to go down this little gravel bit here because I think that'll be easiest to get in with. Although it does look a bit slippery. Here goes. Oh, it is a bit slippery. Yeah, a bit chilly. Not massively deep. Ooh, quite a bit of flow there though. I think I might just want to get around to the point where there isn't. Need to hop into the middle where it's a bit shallower. Oh. Even if all I get is a little paddle, that's pretty nice too. Just sitting in. Well, I'm into, well, it looks chest deep, but actually I'm sitting down. Quite chilly, because my shoulders aren't in, it's not taking my breath away. Oh, but it's nice to be in the water. So I guess the thing that the videos and images we see about swimming outdoors in the winter, what they maybe don't tell you is why people are doing it. For me, it's just to get a little moment of calm, to be at one with nature, to get all those feelings, all the feels, with your skin in contact with the water. It's a moment of calm, nothing else matters. Can really just have a think, and it is what you make of it. You don't have to smash ice or have a picture looking through it, or you know, hurl a big hammer around. You can just go and sit in a little stream, listen to the wind in the trees and the noise of the water rushing by. It's what you make of it. Shall I go for it? A little forest float. You don't even need to stay in that long to have the benefits. All those benefits to mental health, and some of the ones we're talking about where people are saying that it's helping them with reducing chronic pain. You only need to be in for a short period of time. A couple of minutes will do it, just enough to get your breath regulated, have a little bob about and get out. You really don't need to stay in very long, and at this time of year the absolute maximum I'll stay in is 10 minutes. Whew, today it won't be that long. That's enough for me. I'm about ready to have my warm drink and my little snack. And the beauty of these gloves here is my hands haven't even got wet. Can't say the same for my feet though. I'm going to definitely do this, I'm going to call it forest bathing, but I know it's not really. But it is bathing in a forest. I'll be doing this again sometime this winter. Well, that was a little bit of fun. It's got a bit darker than I'd expected and quite a lot quicker. I mean, it's not pitch black, and now I'm using a little bit of a torch to highlight myself here. But yeah, that's the fun of a winter dip. So it's not always got to be about ice and whooping and everything else. Sometimes it's just about being, whether that be floating in the sea, floating in an eddy, or sitting in a tub or a barrel. It doesn't really matter. Winter swimming is what you make of it. There's no competition. The only person you're comparing to is yourself, and that's almost a bit pointless because things change every time you go out. You might be feeling a bit tired, you might be hungry or cold, the water could be warmer or colder than last time, it might be windy. So many different variables that there's no point in competing at all. Just get out there and enjoy it yourself. Let me know in the comments if you are still dipping and what it is that you enjoy about winter dipping. And yeah, I hope you're all settling in for a nice holiday break and that you get some time off to relax and just kick back and have some fun. I hope you've enjoyed this week's video, and if you have, you'll give it a like and drop me a comment, because I love to write back to you about these. And please also subscribe to my channel. Oh, got to focus here. That that was deeper than I thought. Yeah, for more fun and games, please subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time. Happy Christmas!